name's Brenda and welcome to Tangle Break. Today is Tangle Tuesday and we're going to be doing this tile right here with Crescent Moon, TIPPLE, Static, and FLORZ. So let's get started. We're going to be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time we're able to spend taking a break from our day and doing these relaxing tangles. And the supplies that we're going to use, which are a 3.5-inch tile, a Micron 01 pencil, a pencil, and a Tortillon. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with corner dots. I'm just going to put them in here. Now the next part is a border, and I'm just going to do mine a little ziggy-zag, a little wave to it, just to give it a little bit of oomph. Doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to be real wavy, but just a little bit. Makes it fun. Okay, the next part is going to be the border, well, which you did. The next part is the string, okay? And for the string, we're going to do a Z, which we've done before. And we're going to go from here to the top here, from here down, and then from here, and we'll go around and up. Okay? Alright, just doing a Z. The next part is we are going to do our tangles. And we're going to do 4 today. And we're going to do Crescent Moon here, TIPPLE here, Static, and FLORZ. We've done these 3 before. Static is a new one I'm showing you. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with Crescent Moon. And as you see, there are many variations of Crescent Moon, and this is one that I chose for this one because just wanting to have fun with this sort of a 3D tubular effect here. So when you look down, you can see it going down like tubes. Alright, so we're going to start with Crescent Moon, and you start with your little ladybugs, and we're making them fairly large this time, just so that we can make the tubes stand out. Okay, I'm going to do it like, that far apart. It's good. Now I'm going to go back and fill them in. And I love the 3D effect that this is going to have. Especially, you're not going to see it as much until you shade it. And then after you shade it, it pops. And same thing for static. You don't really see the 3D effect of static until after you shade it. And then you can see how it looks like paper that's been folded. We're just filling in these little ladybugs here. You can see how my border here is a little wavy. Takes stress out of having straight lines. We don't want any stress on our break. Okay. All right, so now we're going to aura our crescent moons here, our little ladybugs. And aura means to go the same distance around. So I'm doing it for each one. And then I'm going to join up here in a minute. And when it comes to my border, I just stop at my border. And we're going to shade it to make it so that you'll see the border at the end. Okay, I'm just going around one time right now. Now I'm going to go around the second time. Same distance around. Right here, see where it's going to be about the same thing. So I just start at the other one and I stop. Right here, I'm just going to join in and then stop in the middle. Start in the middle. Come around and stop. I'm doing it to the middle because I want to make the tubes. Right here, it's not going to join yet, and that's fine. Here, just start at the here, go to the, see where it's going to be the middle, go to the middle, come out of the middle, go around, go to the middle. Come out of the middle, and then you're just going to go behind that one. And we'll just start here. Go out of the middle, into the middle, out of the middle, and stop there. So then that becomes the middle right here. Out of the middle, come around, and stop there. Out, then go back into the middle, come back out of the middle, go back into the middle, out, in, out of the middle, in, out of the middle, in, out where these meet, come back in. Okay, so now you're gonna have to just picture where it's at. You're gonna go behind, and you go up around, and back into the middle, into the middle, to the middle. Okay, I'm just going around and around. And that's about as far as I can go. Okay, so now it's almost like you can see down into it. It's like a tubular thing. It brings you down into it. And when we shade this with a pencil, it'll even show it you more. Okay, all right, so Crescent Moon's done. All right, so now we're gonna do static. And for static, I'm gonna start somewhere in the middle here. Just pick a spot. And I'm gonna do my zigzag. I'm gonna go up, down, like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go on one side and just aura it, which means I'm just gonna just do exactly like it was, copying it, just pretty stress-free here, and that's it. I'm gonna keep doing that all the way this way, and I'm gonna turn my tile and do it the other way. So for static, it reminds me of like lightning bolts. And then you go up to where your border is. When you can't go any further, it's fine. You just draw into it. So then right here, and that's about as far as I'm gonna go on that. So now I'm just gonna aura this on out. And I'll end up shading it and then make it look cool. Right here is my border. There. Now I'm gonna turn it. Just makes it easier. And now I'm gonna go this way. So I'm gonna aura, just follow my lightning bolt here. I'm gonna run out of space here in a minute, and it's fine. So that much. Okay, so then this one, it's interesting because like when I did my little sample going down the middle, it was going a different way. It's fun. All right, so now we're going to do TIPPLE, and TIPPLE is just, let me show you, we're on our way. TIPPLE is going to be circles, and we're going to make them different sizes. Some of them are going to go underneath the tangles beside us, and I like to have it underneath our border here, which when we shade it, it makes it look like a frame, and that's underneath it, like a mat. Okay, so we're gonna start, I'll just start right here, and I'm gonna do a big one here just to get started, and then I'm gonna do a little one, and you're just filling in the space. I did a half one there, so it looks like it's going underneath the static here, and then half one that way. And then wherever you see a little space, a little white space that you don't have your orb in, just fill it in. That's all you have to do. The other thing I want to tell you is do any size that you want to. And we call them orbs and not circles. I've said this before, but I want to make sure you know. It's because Zentangle headquarters, they don't want you to have stress. So they'll say, instead of saying circles, we say orbs to take off this the stress of thinking you have to have something totally perfect here, because you don't. So that's why we call them orbs. And I know some people are like, it's a circle. Yes, it's a circle. But if you say circle, people sometimes think that they have to have a perfect circle. And that's what they don't want you to stress about. And I'm just doing different sizes to fill in the space. And halves, because I think it looks neat to have it going underneath the paper, the tangle beside. And you don't notice it as much now. When we go back and shade it, you'll see it. Okay, I'm gonna turn my tile so that I can do orbs this way. And you're just filling in the space. Big ones, little ones, all sizes. And just how you do your orbs shows you what size you can do next. So it's no set way to do it, just whatever is relaxing to you. And then blacken in the area that you've got there. And fill it in. Fill it in there, little one there. I think it's fun just sort of putting them in here. Even little pebbles. Okay. Alright, so let's put a big one here. A big one here. The one that goes off the paper there. And then I'm going to go back and fill in the little spaces that I didn't put a rock in, or orb. I call them, I just call them little rocks. That's what it reminds me of. And just fill it in with the black ink here. And then we're going to move on to floors. Okay, so we've got Crescent Moon, TIPPLE, Static. We've got floors to do now. And a little tidbit about floors is that Rick and Maria, the founders of Zentangle, they were inspired to create floors when they were looking at their kitchen floor. So that's how floors came about. And if you see, I'll show you. It does remind me very much of the tile in some of the older homes in their kitchen. And so that was the inspiration. A lot of things are inspired by things that you find in nature, architecture, different things. And some of the ones that I've created, that's how I was also inspired, by just looking around and seeing things. So this one was the kitchen floor with Rick and Maria. So let's go ahead and do this one. We're going to do a line and then repeat the lines, just sort of like an aura. And I'm going to turn my tile so I can do it this way. Just the same distance. Okay, now I'm going to turn my tile again. I'm going to go make it this way. So I go from my border down, and I'm making little squares. Okay, I'm going to turn it just so I can see my squares I'm making. There. Okay. And now for the little tile in the middle, you go to where the lines cross here, and then you're just going to go, you sort of make a diamond right there. So you're putting a square at that intersection. So where you see an intersection, go across, 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 and then you end up having like a little diamond there. you fill it in. That's it. That's it. That's all there is to floors on this. Now there are many variations, and I'll be doing those also. Those are all fun. So then you're just gonna do a little intersection, each one, just cross it. Cross, cross, you're making like the little diamond here. Here, I was gonna picture where it would be as it goes off my paper. And so, then that one, I don't think, you know, looking at it, there wouldn't be any black part showing here. So then this one would, that one would not. And fill it in here, fill it in there. Fill them in. Now here, this is going to be filled in right there. Okay, I'm going to turn my tile. Just make it easy for myself. Remember, this is our break for the day, so make it easy. Okay, so then we're going to go over here. Little thing here. Okay. And then we'll go here. And we'll go here. And then we're going to go here, and go here, okay, then this is going to be a little diamond here, a little diamond here, it's just like a half one, and you still see it, so it looks like it goes underneath. And then we're going to go here, and all right, that'll get you relaxed doing the little diamonds over and over. All right, so we have finished our tangles, and the next step, step number 6, is to shade. So I'm going to go here and over here and start at Crescent Moon. I'm going to go around where my border is. I don't really. You can, if you want to, go over the black. It just gives it a shine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going over it. And then along the edge here, where my tipple is. And then I'm going to go down into the crevices here. So wherever those middles were, that's where I'm going down. And then end up down here in the middle, where those middles were that we met. So it looks like I'm going down into there. Okay, and then when we shade it, you'll even see it more. I mean, use a Tortillon to spread it, you'll even see it more, but you're getting the idea. All right, so let's go here over to static. For static, I want it to look like paper that's been folded. So I'm gonna just go right up here where all those peaks are, and see where my valley is. And on this side of my peak and valley, that's where I'm going to do this. All the way to the edge. I'm also going to, well, I'll come back and do that. So then here, my peak, and then this side is going to be shaded. So then you get the folded feel. So light shade, so it gets to the folded feel. Then I'm just going to go ahead across the top here so that it goes underneath my border. Now for this one, I'm going to go on the inside so that it looks like my paper frame goes over top of it. And same thing down here. Now there's many ways to shade floors. And then I'm going to go right here along static, underneath static. Okay. Sometimes you can go over and do each individual little tile here. It gives it a puffy look. This time I'm just going to let the whole thing puff out, and you'll see when we do our tortillon it'll puff. Now coming over here to TIPPLE, I still want it to be underneath my frame, so it looks like it's dark pencil, a dark little thing, but it'll get lighter when we use a Tortillon. To separate Crescent Moon, I'm going to do it a little line right there, and then to separate Static, I'm going to do a little line right there. Okay, now for TIPPLE also, what you can do, and when we go back to the Tortillon, it's going to smooth it all out, is you can do like a little, almost like a little smile, like a little or apostrophe, and it just gives it more of a rounded look for your orbs here. Okay, so let's change over to our Tortillon. So I'm going to start up here. So we're smoothing it all out. I'm going to come up here, and what I like to do is use circles. Circles sort of just get rid of the pencil mark here. It makes it just a little bit softer. Okay. All right, so then I'm gonna go over to Static, and I want that to be dark. Because that's my folded paper. Now on FLORZ, I'm going to do my circle because I want it to be underneath the frame of my border, and I want it underneath Static. So then it looks like this part, I don't know if you can tell on the screen or not, this part is really white, so it almost looks like it's like a pillow. This goes down, this comes up. Wherever you have the lighter area, it's going to look like it's rising up. Okay, I can't tell if you can see I don't think you can tell as much as I can in person, so on your own tile you'll be able to see it more. Okay, now we're going to go to TIPPLE, and we're just going to do a little bit of a circular motion here as everything jerks around, as I'll try to make it steadier. My whole table here is shaking because I'm doing circular. I'll stop doing this heavy. Okay. Don't want my whole table to move on you. Alright, so then you just would give it like a little apostrophe, and that makes them look more rounded. Okay? Alright, so here you go. Now it's time to initial and sign. And for initialing, use what they call a chop, and your chop changes over time. The chop I used at first is not the chop I use now, and I probably will be developing another chop in the future. So they say as just time goes, you look at different things and think, oh, this would be interesting to add to it. So here we go. For now, I do B, and then I turn my tile, because you're always turning your tile, and S. Okay, and then we'll sign the back, and we're on Tangle Break, and then the tangles we did today were Crescent Moon, for those of you that are keeping track. I know some people like to write down the tangles that they're working on. TIPPLE, Static, and FLORZ. So those are the 4 that we did today. Okay, and it was Crescent Moon, TIPPLE, Static, and FLORZ. All right, and then the last part is appreciate. I appreciate the time we've spent together, taking a break from our day, and the relaxing tile, doing mindful drawing, as they say. So hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time on Tangle Break. Bye for now. Bye.